Did you know there are certain weak spots that make any woman fall in love with a man more easily? It's not magic, it's not manipulation, it's pure psychology, and Stoicism reveals exactly how to use it to your advantage. Here's the secret. The woman who seems hard to get, who acts like she doesn't need anyone, actually has vulnerabilities that, when understood correctly, can make her give in completely. The problem is, most men never realize this, and they miss the chance to have her at their feet. In this video, you're going to discover the 10 hidden weak spots every woman has, and how a Stoic man uses them to build irresistible attraction. One of them, especially weakness number 3, is the key to making her admire you without you ever having to chase. And once you master what's in weakness number 6, she'll start to see you as someone truly unique, different from all the rest. But there's a crucial detail. If you ignore what I reveal in weakness number 9, you could ruin everything without even realizing it. Stay until the end, because in the final weakness, I'll show you how to turn all of this into a connection so deep, it makes her want to stay with you forever. If you want to be the exception, the man who truly understands how a woman's mind works, hit the like button now and subscribe to the channel, because in the next video, I'll teach you how to use Stoicism to keep her interested, even after you've won her over. Now let's uncover a woman's first weak spot. Weakness. Number 1. She needs constant validation, but not the way you think. She may seem confident, but behind that strong attitude is a hidden need, the search for validation. It's not about empty compliments or flattery. Women can sense when a man is just telling them what they want to hear. What truly works is something much more subtle and powerful. The key is validating her without coming across as submissive. And that's exactly what Stoic men master with ease. But be careful. If you validate the wrong way, she'll lose respect for you in seconds. Worse, she might even pull away, and you won't understand why. There's a right way to boost her self-esteem without seeming weak or needy, and the next secret will show you exactly how to do it. And once you discover what's in topic 2, you'll realize that many women constantly test men just to see if they'll fall into the trap. The good news? The man who masters this game becomes practically irresistible. But there's one crucial detail that could ruin it all, and you'll only find out if you stick around to the end. Weakness number 2. The fear of abandonment that controls her actions. No matter how independent a woman may seem, there's a deep fear of being left behind that influences her every decision. This isn't weakness, it's biology. Centuries of evolution have programmed the female brain to fear rejection as a threat to survival. The man who understands this holds immense power, but few know how to use it without manipulating. The big mistake most men make is thinking that showing jealousy or acting possessive will calm that fear. In reality, it only makes it worse. What she truly needs is a quiet kind of safety, the kind of confidence a Stoic man gives off without needing to say a word. There's a specific technique to create the sense of security that few have mastered. But pay close attention. If you ignore how this fear shows up in her everyday behavior, you might end up being seen as exactly the kind of man she's afraid of. In the next weakness, you'll discover how social comparisons sabotage the female mind, and how to become the exception she simply can't forget. Comment Stoic security now if you want me to reveal, at the end of the video, the secret exercise used by Greek philosophers to radiate irresistible confidence in just 3 steps. I'll pick a few comments to respond to personally. Weakness number 3. The trap of comparison that sabotages her self-esteem. No woman escapes it. No matter how beautiful, successful, or intelligent she is, there's always a voice in her head telling her that another woman is better. This isn't vanity, it's a social survival mechanism that's become the biggest vulnerability for women. The smart man knows how to use this to his advantage, but in a noble way. The solution isn't flattery or telling her she's the most beautiful, that only feeds the cycle of insecurity. The Stoic trick is to redirect her focus to real values, helping her admire herself for the qualities no social media post can capture. There's a specific phrase once used by Roman sages that cuts this comparison at the root. But there's a hidden danger. Once you learn how to calm her need to compare, she'll start to see you as her safe haven. But that comes with a huge responsibility, and what's coming in weakness number 4 is what separates temporary men from the unforgettable ones. Weakness number 4, the struggle with loneliness that hides an opportunity. Here's a harsh truth. Most modern women have never truly learned how to be alone. I'm not talking about physical solitude, but that inner stillness the Stoics mastered. This silent craving is what causes many women to cling to mediocre relationships, and that's exactly where you can make a difference. The common mistake is trying to fill that void with constant attention. The wise man does the opposite. He becomes someone who, without saying a word, teaches her the value of her own company. There's an ancient method practiced in Athens that creates this paradoxical attraction. The less available you seem, the more she values your presence. But the real power of this secret only appears when combined with what comes next. Because when you discover in weakness number 5 how the search for the perfect man blocks her heart, you'll finally understand how to become the exception that breaks all her patterns. Weakness number 5, the illusion of the perfect man that locks up her heart. Every woman grows up feeding the fantasy of Prince Charming, not out of weakness, but because society teaches that true love must be perfect. This idealization is what causes many to reject real men in search of a fiction. The problem? The more she chases that illusion, the lonelier she becomes. The Stoic man doesn't compete with this ghost. He does something different. He shows that true masculinity lies in authentic imperfection. There's a specific technique used by Greek philosophers to turn your vulnerabilities into points of genuine connection. It's not about faking flaws, but about mastering the art of strategic vulnerability. However, what few people realize is that this quest for perfection hides an even greater fear. And when we get to weakness number 7, you'll understand why the most beautiful women are often the ones who suffer the most from this mental trap. Weakness number 6, the emotional impulse that drives her decisions. She can plan for weeks, but in a crucial moment, emotion always wins. And this isn't a lack of rationality, it's how the female brain is wired. While men see the world as a chessboard for women, every move carries emotional meaning. Ignoring this is the fatal mistake most men make. Stoic wisdom teaches us to navigate these emotional waves without being consumed by them. The secret lies in learning to read between the lines of what she says, and especially what she doesn't say. There are 3 specific emotional triggers that, when activated correctly, turn this supposed weakness into your greatest ally in building attraction. But get ready. In the next weakness, you'll uncover the fear that haunts even the most confident women, and how a prepared man can use that to create a connection that transcends physical appearance. Weakness number 7, the silent terror of aging no one talks about. Behind every Instagram filter, every beauty treatment, lies an ancestral fear. The fear of losing social value with age. This isn't vanity, it's the female instinct understanding that biology is unforgiving. The man who understands this deep fear holds a powerful key. The Stoic approach isn't pretending she'll never age, but showing that her value goes far beyond youth. There's a specific way to compliment a mature woman that touches her soul, words that sound like truth, not consolation. These are the types of phrases used by the great leaders of history to win hearts and minds. And when you reach weakness number 8, you'll discover how past resentments, the ones she won't even admit she carries, can be the invisible wall between the two of you, but also the gateway to a kind of connection few men are ever able to reach. Weakness number 8, the invisible resentments that sabotage the present. She may swear she's moved on, but the past leaves deep marks on a woman's heart. Every disappointment, every betrayal becomes a small emotional block. The biggest mistake men make is thinking that time alone heals all, when in reality, these wounds require specific care. The Stoic man doesn't ask about her exes. He watches for behavioral patterns that reveal those emotional scars. There's an ancient technique used by Roman philosophers to help dissolve those traumas without needing to relive them. A method to reconnect her with her ability to trust again. But what few realize is that these resentments often hide behind the next weakness, and when you discover how the need for external approval controls her decisions, you'll finally understand why some women seem to live just to please others. Weakness number 9, the invisible prison of other people's opinions. She may have conquered the world, but still trembles at the thought of what others might say. This is the social trap that ensnares even the strongest women. It's not a flaw in character, but centuries of conditioning that taught women to seek approval as a form of survival. The Stoic path isn't about confronting this need head-on, but showing through example how true freedom works. There's a specific mental exercise, practiced in Sparta, that builds immunity to criticism, and when you teach this to her without sounding condescending, Your value in her eyes triples instantly. However, the final secret is what ties everything together. Because once you master the art of helping her say no, you'll unlock a version of her that few men ever get the privilege to meet. Weakness. Number 10. The liberating power of saying no. How many times has she said yes when she wanted to say no? This simple inability to set boundaries is what slowly destroys relationships, because a woman who doesn't respect her own desires can never truly respect a man. Stoic wisdom reveals that true masculine leadership begins by teaching through example, showing that saying no with grace is a form of self-respect, not rejection. There are 3 specific phrases you can teach her that will completely shift the dynamic between the two of you. But everything we've revealed so far is just the tip of the iceberg, because by the end of the video, you'll discover how to combine these 10 secrets to create a connection so deep, she'll wonder how she ever lived so long without someone like you in her life. You've made it this far because you want to be different. The kind of man who not only understands women, but inspires them to become better versions of themselves. And now, as promised, let's bring all these secrets together into a powerful strategy. Remember when I mentioned the secret exercise used by Greek philosophers to radiate confidence? It starts with a simple practice, the Merida stance. Stand still like a statue for 2 minutes, breathing deeply, before any important encounter. It reprograms your nervous system to exude stoic calm. For those who commented stoic confidence, here's the promised bonus, the technique of 3 strategic silences. When she expresses an insecurity, count to 3 in your head before responding. On the first silence, you show thoughtfulness. On the second, you show you take her concerns seriously. On the third, your response carries the weight of wisdom. If this content resonated with you, leave a comment sharing which of these secrets surprised you the most. I'll personally respond to the most interesting ones with an extra insight on how to apply them in real life. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss upcoming content.